Today we're going to go through everything that comes in your Spruce cross-stitch kit. This is to help you feel confident with your supplies and explain any unfamiliar terms that you might come across. I do have a separate video for when you want to start stitching, and I'll pop a link to that in the description below. Okay, so go ahead and open up your kit. Your kit will come with your cotton, your needle, your fabric, and your chart with instructions. This is your cross-stitch needle, and you can just take it out of the tape like this. The eye of the needle is quite long, and that will make it easier for us to thread multiple strands of cotton, like we do in cross-stitch. You'll notice that the tip of the needle is quite blunt, and that's because the fabric already has holes in it, so we don't need the needle to be as sharp as a sewing needle. And now looking at your fabric, this fabric is called Ada, and it's an even weave. So if you take a look, you can see it's a perfect grid with neat little squares, and you'll be filling this grid up with little cross stitches. So the Ada is quite stiff, and some Ada will be stiffer than others depending on the chemical treatment they've had, but stiff is good though, because it's going to be easier for us to hold our fabric while we stitch. And what will happen is the Ada will soften over time and when exposed to heat, so even the heat from your fingers while you're stitching will be enough to soften the Ada. And by the end of your project, the Ada will have lost most of its stiffness. So the edges may fray slightly while you're working, and you can see it's starting to happen here. But don't worry about that too much. These kits are quick little projects, so it's unlikely that there will be enough time for it to fray a lot. But if you think you'll be spending a lot of time on your project, you can zigzag around the edges with a sewing machine, or else you can just use masking tape to seal the edges. Okay, so here we have your thread, and this can also be referred to as cotton or floss. And all your thread here has been cut and sorted onto your thread card, according to your kit design. So this is stranded cotton, which means that each thread is made up of 6 strands. You can see I've just separated 2 strands here to show you what I mean. We'll go into this further in the starting to stitch video. So all the cotton on this green card corresponds to the colour key on the back of these instructions. So here is the front page of your chart, and up the top here it says 14 CT. So that means 14 count, and that refers to the size of the squares on your Ada fabric. The Ada in this kit is 14 count, so the fabric has 14 squares per inch, and that's a really good beginner size. Down here you'll see finished design size, and that refers to the stitched area from one edge of the stitches to the other. You'll always get fabric in our kits that are larger than the finished design size because we want you to keep a nice border around the edges that you can hold when you stitch. Okay, open it up. And we have some beginner instructions. Here is your cross-stitch chart, which has been enlarged, and it will show you where each stitch is supposed to go on your fabric. Now, for example, if you see this green box with a 3 symbol in it, you can flip over and you'll find the key. The key shows you what colour cotton from your thread card you should use for that particular symbol. And you can see that the green box with the 3 symbol in it is listed as number 11. So check your thread card, and there's the colour you'll need, right there under the 11. You'll also see a number under each colour description, like this one that says DMC 702, and that refers to the cotton brand colour code. This is the cotton we use in our kits. It's called DMC, and each of their colours has a number code. This particular shade of green is labelled 702. So if you want to buy this colour for yourself, you can find it at most craft stores, and it's available in many different countries. Okay, so now you should understand your kit. I've spent years now finding the best quality supplies for my kits, and I only include the brands that I really love using myself. So if you're a beginner and you've decided to start with a kit, you're going to end up with a really lovely finished piece that you'll be proud of. If you have a hoop, you can watch the using a hoop video, and when you're ready to start stitching, you can watch the starting to stitch video. So good luck and enjoy your new project.